morning. Oh, I have a pimple on my head.
I thought you were going to say, oh, I forgot to put on a contact lens or something.
Welcome to the second show vlog of the year. I have gone from competing once in the last like 3 years to now having entered an event each weekend of June. So that's fun. Today is another one-day event, so eventing. Feeling a little bit nervous. Mainly because of time pressure. And I'll probably feel nervous when we head out onto cross country, but...
That's right there.
Ah, awesome. Stress. It's literally going to be tech splash up so fast because we are running late and we're not really going to get much of a warm up again. That's okay, we're just here for fun. We're here to do the cross country and have a good time. And I'm gonna vomit. I look like a dinner lady.
Oh, Tabitha.
What? I've got my hair back in a hairnet. This is the current situation. Hello, I'm greeting you with voiceover Tabitha again. I hope you don't mind. But here we are doing our dressage test, if you can tell. This is where things started to go wrong, but to be fair, the start of it wasn't overly terrible. First few marks were a couple of 7s and a 7.5. And I do talk a little bit more about what exactly went on before the dressage test later on in the video, so I won't touch on that. But this FXH change the rein wasn't too bad. I do agree with the judge that he needed a bit more bend in that corner, but that was tension in my body and me not really riding the greatest. You'll notice a theme of a bit of tension in my body and in Splash's neck and head. The transition into canter the judge felt was hurried, which I agreed. And here's where things start going wrong. You'll notice that I start sitting trot, preparing to walk. That's not in the test. And this bit here where I walk and halt, you guessed it, that's not part of the test. I royally screwed up. I did not know where I was, how I got there, what I was doing, or how far through I was in the test, hence why I had to stop. Thankfully, I was able to reorientate myself. It really did unsettle me and it kind of stuck with me for the rest of the test. So yeah, we did get a course error there. Somehow we did get a 7 for our transition and our circle, but as you'll see coming up, the wheels fall off yet again. This transition is quite rough. At C, he doesn't really want to walk. Again, my fault, I was quite tense. I was letting things get to me, and this is meant to be a free walk on a long rein. Just beautiful if you ask me, like, poof, that was a 10 for sure. And then down here there is a trot transition, and I'd just like you to take a moment to watch this. Ah, yes, canter. Fantastic. Fantastic. Cherry on the cake. For some of that we got a 5.5, which I thought was generous, and a 6.5, but we somehow managed to get an 8 for a very straight centre line and a square halt. So, at least we ended on a good note. We got some nice photos from the dressage, which was a good reminder of my failure. I'm just kidding.
Nice and biting first jump.
I'm gonna be sick. I'll be honest with you, for the next few hours I was quite disappointed in myself, but it's good practice and exposure for my perfectionism and over-competitiveness to just ride for enjoyment rather than putting so much pressure on myself, carry on and try and enjoy the rest of the day. But yeah, the cross-country course was super sweet, really nice, really inviting as well, and to be fair, no real questions. So yeah, I was feeling good with that.
What are you supposed to do up there?
You need to go like this.
Yeah,
Hold that.
Slap that. Yeah, okay.
How many?
I lost count.
Probably take your pony down here and go for a swim.
I don't think it's that deep. Okay, back to walking across country. 8,
He's jumped 3.
9. Interesting. 11. We did our show jumping after our dressage because that was how the day was organised for the 65. You'll see in our show jumping round that Splash is very head flicky. I did decide after this to put his nose net on. After this jump he landed disunited, so I tried to change him. He went on the wrong lead, so I changed him again. We just didn't really have enough impulsion, which was my fault for not having him organised sooner, but he was also a bit delayed with sorting his legs out because he was head flicking. So we did give the A of the double a fairly decent rattle, but somehow that rail did not fall and we managed to get a clear round in the show jumping. For cross country we didn't really get a whole heap of footage just because of the layout of the course, but we did get these lovely photos from Olivia, and then there was this wee combination between the trees which Mum really wanted to film because she thought it'd be interesting, but I knew that the camera lens wasn't that good and that it wasn't really going to pick it up, but we won't tell her that. He was very chill, he just wanted to go faster, but I had the handbrake on the whole time and was a bit of a nana. Sorry, Splash. He just pops these so nicely.
There.
And he was really bold through here, which was so nice to ride. And Bella got these really cute photos of him. Look how happy he is. He's so sweet. And that was all the footage that we got from the cross country, but we went double clear, which was amazing. After that we waited for results and we just let Splash have a wee graze, and I also got a sausage. Special shout out to Pete's Eats for reposting my story. You're a legend. Look, Splashy! You got food! And there's cuddly toots in here. You want it? Got it? 10 out of 10. Good boy. You got a fifth, Splashy. So I suck at vlogging, need to work on that. But yeah, our dressage, I messed up. I went into the dressage test quite tense. There are a few things that happened before I went in that kind of took me out of the right headspace, and then also my brain was not being very kind while I was going around, so I dissociated on part of it, and when I came back round I had no idea where I was, how I got there, or how far through I was in the test, so I had to bring him back to walk. But thankfully I quickly reorientated myself and carried on. But yeah, he trotted in some of the walk parts, he cantered in one of the trot parts, I got a course error, he was very tense. It was just not a good time, but I think it was a good learning curve for me to have things go wrong and be able to regain composure and practice being able to be flexible with how things go, because I am a very competitive person and I am a perfectionist, particularly when it comes to riding. So I think it was good that I was able to compose myself after things didn't go so great. I know a past version of me would have found that quite upsetting, especially at 65, but somehow we managed to scrape through and come in 8th equal in the dressage. We went clear in the show jumping, although he did whack one of the jumps because we had a bit of a miscommunication. He was quite head flicky in the warm-up and going around in the show jumping, and he was disunited coming into a jump, but because he was head flicky he wasn't really as responsive as I wanted him to be, so he didn't sort his legs out fast enough, and then we just had no impulsion, and basically that was my fault that I didn't have him prepared enough. But yeah, we went clear in the show jumping, and then cross country I was quite nervous for, but we did it. Another cross country successfully completed and ticked off our list since the rotational, so that's awesome. He felt really good on cross country. He had some jumps that he was quite bold into, which was lovely. Hi Nemo! Hi Nemo! Hi! That was a quick hi. He had some jumps that he was really bold in, which was fantastic. We just need to be fitter. But yeah, we went double clear, and we actually managed to come in 5th overall, which is so surprising. But yeah, I'm just unpacking the float. Yeah, I don't know. I suck at vlogging. Nutritious. You gotta refuel somehow, you know? Hello, it's actually a week later. I look like a hot mess because it's been raining and I have been drenched, so that is great. But I thought I would end off this video with just a little bit of a recap. Even though the show didn't go how I anticipated it to go, I thought I'd share it with you because it shows you the realities of competing. One weekend you can go out and you can quite literally win, and then the next week you can forget your dressage test and stuff it up. I know my content recently on social media has been quite focused on getting back into the competition life. I thought it was important to share the fact that despite what social media makes competing out to be like, there is a less glamorous side to it. It is hard, it is draining, and not everything goes perfectly, and despite what you see on social media, it's just a small snippet into what the whole day looks like. And for me, last week on Sunday, that image wasn't rainbows and butterflies all the time. My dressage test wasn't pretty, my show jumping wasn't smooth, but what I am proud of is the fact that we did the cross country and I pushed through the anxiety that I was feeling, and that I overcame that. So despite everything that happened, and regardless of the fact that we placed, my proudest moment is in fact me being able to push through my anxiety and complete another cross country course since the rotational. But another thing I just wanted to update you on is another reality of the sport. During the week I noticed that Splash had a little bit of swelling in his right front leg, so I gave him some time off and we got the vet to come out and have a look, and unfortunately the vet has said that he needs a week off, which meant that we couldn't go competing yesterday, and she's also given us a vet certificate in case he's not ready by this coming Sunday. So my plans of competing each weekend may have just gone down the drain. It's nothing major and the vet isn't worried by it, but she does recommend rest, and obviously I don't want to push him through if he's not 100% right. I know some people keep riding their horses, even if they're not 100% sound. And while Splash isn't lame in the slightest, I'm not happy with the swelling in his leg, so he's going to be resting in the paddock, but he is on bute, and I am cold hosing his leg and poulticing it, which has been helping. So I'll film that for you. I don't know if that's interesting or not, but that's what's going on behind the scenes. But a positive is Archie is entered in his first show this coming weekend, so the 25th of June. It's his first ever ridden show. He is only going to be doing the 65, so although I'm not taking Splash, Archie is still going, so there will still be a show vlog next week. But I guess that's the bonus of having two horses. We're still going, unless the weather is like absolutely terrible. We would probably still go and do the dressage, but we just probably wouldn't jump. But I'll talk more about Archie in the next video. But I'm going to get Splash in. I've just made him his feed with his bute, and then I'm also going to cold hose his leg and poultice it.